All right, welcome back. West Bengal is now gearing up for the second phase of the elections on the 29th of April. This phase will see several key constituencies go to the polls, with high stakes for the ruling All India Trinamool Congress led by Mamata Banerjee. And the opposition, of course, Bharatiya Janata Party, looking to make significant inroads. In all of this, Kejriwal is campaigning in Bengal and has made the deployment of forces in the state a key issue. Amit Shah, on the other hand, emphasized their policy on infiltrators. Prime Minister Modi continues to be in the state, holding public rallies and addressing the people. His point continues to be the rule of goons in TMC. Rainik Datta, my colleague, is joining us at this point in time. He is in Bidhanagar in Kolkata. The Prime Minister also, we saw visuals of that, was at a road show right before the phase 2 of the Bengal elections. Rainik, अगर आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ।
रैनिक, ये बताइए, चरण 2 जो है वो 29 अप्रैल को बंगाल वोट करेगा। अभी तक ऑन ग्राउंड क्या लग रहा है आपको? जितने भी राजनीतिक विशेषज्ञ हैं वो यही मानते हैं कि ममता बनर्जी को कोई नहीं हिला सकता। हालांकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 77 से इजाफा मिलेगा इस चुनाव में, पर सरकार तृणमूल कांग्रेस की ही बनेगी। ऐसा क्यों है और क्या इस बात की पुष्टि हो सकती है, जानकारी मिल सकती है आपके द्वारा, जिस तरीके से आप ऑन ग्राउंड अभी तक इस पूरे चरण को कवर करते आए हैं?
देखिए, अभी तक अगर बात किया जाए तो पहला चरण हो चुका है। पहला चरण में 152 सीटों में मतदान हो चुका है। अभी दूसरा चरण का मतदान बाकी है। ये दूसरा चरण का जो मतदान होने जा रहा है, पश्चिम बंगाल का 142 सीटों में मतदान होने जा रहा है। पहला चरण में जो मतदान हुआ था 152 सीटों में, उस सीटों में अगर देखा जाए तो 2021 साल का अगर बात किया जाए तो उसमें से 70 सीट था बीजेपी का। उस 152 सीटों के अंदर में 70 सीट बीजेपी को मिला था 2021 साल में। और इस बार बीजेपी की तरफ से दावा किया जा रहा है कि वो 70 सीट और भी इंक्रीज होगा, 110 तक जाएगा, ऐसा गृह मंत्री अमित शाह की तरफ से दावा किया जा रहा है। मगर दूसरी तरफ तृणमूल कांग्रेस की तरफ से दावा किया जा रहा है कि पहला चरण में जो चुनाव हुआ है उस जगह पर 152 सीटों के अंदर में 120 के ऊपर सीट तृणमूल कांग्रेस को मिलने वाला है। और उसके साथ साथ ही 2000 बाकी जो 249 सीटों के अंदर में जो बाकी जो सीट है, यानी पश्चिम बंगाल में अभी भी जो 142 सीट बाकी है, उस सीट का अगर बात किया जाए तो इस जगह पर तृणमूल कांग्रेस का पकड़ मजबूत है। और इसी वजह से तृणमूल कांग्रेस का कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल और कुछ अलग ही देखने को मिल रहा है। जो एक्सपर्ट्स है उनके तरफ से कहा जा रहा है कि तृणमूल कांग्रेस का तृणमूल कांग्रेस जीत इस बार निश्चित है। मगर दूसरी तरफ ओपिनियन पोल का अगर बात किया जाए तो ओपिनियन पोल में भी तृणमूल कांग्रेस को आगे रखा जा रहा है। मगर आज पश्चिम बंगाल में जब और 2 दिन बाकी है, आज और कल 2 दिन प्रचार का बाकी है, उस प्रचार में किसी भी तरीके से दो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को देखते हुए ये आपको समझ नहीं आएगा कि कौन आगे जा रहा है कौन पीछे जा रहा है। क्योंकि एक तरफ जब रास्ते में मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी है, ममता बनर्जी की तरफ से भवानीपुर में लगातार रैली किया जा रहा है, पब्लिक मीटिंग किया जा रहा है, लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी। दूसरी तरफ अगर देखा जाए तो आज राज्य में प्रधानमंत्री का प्रोग्राम भी है। कोलकाता में भी प्रधानमंत्री की तरफ से अभी रोड शो किया जा रहा है। कोलकाता में, नॉर्थ कोलकाता में प्रधानमंत्री की तरफ से रोड शो किया जा रहा है, जिसमें मानिकतला विधानसभा क्षेत्र का जो कैंडिडेट उनको लेकर रोड शो कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री। और उसके पहले कोलकाता में जो ठंडनिया कालीबाड़ी है उस जगह पर सिद्धेश्वरी काली माता को पूजा भी दिए है प्रधानमंत्री। और उसके पहले आज सुबह भी देखा गया था कि पश्चिम बंगाल के जो मतुआ संप्रदाय का घर कहा जाता है बोनगा, उस जगह पर भी पहुंचे थे ठाकुर नगर में जाकर। मतुआ संप्रदाय का जो ठाकुर बाड़ी, उस जगह पर जाकर भी प्रधानमंत्री ने पूजा दिया था। यानी जो प्रचार का सिलसिला वो भारी जोर मात्रा में चल रहा है। एक तरफ तृणमूल कांग्रेस, दूसरी तरफ बीजेपी, दोनों मिलकर प्रचार का जो जोर वो इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं। और जितना टाइम जा रहा है उतना ही प्रचार जो है वो बढ़ता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। एक तरफ बीजेपी कॉन्फिडेंट है कि इस बार बीजेपी का सरकार बनने वाला है पश्चिम बंगाल में। दूसरी तरफ तृणमूल कांग्रेस भी कॉन्फिडेंट है कि जो भी हो जाए तृणमूल कांग्रेस का ही सरकार बनेगा और ममता बनर्जी 4 नंबर बार के लिए पश्चिम बंगाल का मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे।
रैनिक, इस जानकारी के लिए हमारे से जुड़ने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। ऑल्सो लेट मी ब्रिंग इन Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, into this conversation. Nikhil Jain, political analyst, also joins us on the program. Nikhil, your assessment of phase one. Amit Shah spoke to us. He said he's pretty confident that the Bharatiya Janata is winning 100 plus seats. But let's not forget about some of the sensitive seats in West Bengal as well, especially the ones in the border areas. And as per our analysis, Nikhil, there are about 71 seats for the TMC where the margin of victory was less than 5,000. Do you think that some of these volatile areas, these fragile areas, will continue to support Mamata Banerjee?
Vineet, when you talk about statements of the Home Minister given during an election campaign, I'm reminded of what Lalu Prasad Yadav said many, many years ago when he was asked that you were saying that you're going to win, and he just says, "Ki aur kya election ke dauran ye bolte ki haar rahe the." I think you should never trust the statements of politicians in terms of the numbers that they give while a campaign is on. Home Minister himself, Home Minister Amit Shah himself in 2021 said that the BJP would be winning more than 200 out of the 294 seats. We all know this got stuck at 77. He's following the exact same parity, 100 seats for half, 100, winning 100 in half the seats that have been polled. So I don't really take those numbers seriously. So far as the point that you raise about the 71 seats where the margin of victory for the TMC was less than 5,000, I think that's a very crucial and important point. We've all seen the impact of SIR and the allegations and the proof presented by TMC and other parties in terms of how the voters were sort of deleted strategically so as to benefit the BJP, how a majority of the votes or a large, disproportionately large number of votes that were struck off were of Muslims, and we all know that Muslims in the state of West Bengal vote for the TMC primarily. So if the SIR is going to have the kind of impact that a lot of opposition players are alleging, that the SIR deletions were very strategic just to help the BJP cover that in margins and seats where they were really close, then I really don't know what the outcome would be. But so far as a contest is concerned where the SIR will not have any partisan impact, assuming that the SIR does not have any partisan impact, I don't think the BJP is still in any position to form the government in West Bengal. They may get a number higher than what they did the previous time around. Again, I don't expect a considerable increase, but given the fact that Mamata Banerjee is a really tall leader and there is nobody in the BJP that can match up to her level of popularity. And let's not forget that just like Prime Minister Modi has his photo and has his association with every social welfare benefit that is given by the central government, the same applies to TMC in West Bengal. I'm told that many people actually have photographs and portraits of Mamata Banerjee in their shops and houses. She is a demigod-like figure there. To defeat a figure like that, when you don't even have a strong leader, I don't think that's really something that's very possible for the BJP. But again, I will not stick my neck out this time, like I said yesterday. I'm not going to put any numbers because we really don't know what the impact of the SIR would.
Okay, let's get a response from Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, on what you have said. Rajalakshmi, Home Minister Amit Shah extremely confident that the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to be forming the new government in West Bengal. But isn't that extremely aspirational considering the fact that the incremental surge for the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2021 was 77 and they would need approximately double of that to form the government in West Bengal as well?
Hello Vineet, yes, it does sound a bit too aspirational, the kind of figures that are...
But not impossible.
But not impossible, yes, absolutely not impossible. For a party that rose from 0 seats to 3 seats, 277 seats, in consecutive elections, I don't think that that is impossible. So you have seen how they have grown in West Bengal. So nothing is impossible. So also there is a little arithmetic here as well. You were right in saying that in the past, what used to happen is that the Mamata Banerjee and her party, they used to have a kind of a given that they will start with some 75-80 seats were kind of almost taken for granted that they will be going to the TMC. So there was no question asked about it because very frankly there was a lot of infiltration there and people were not even allowed, any other people were not even allowed to go and vote, and people used to be locked up in their houses. They were not allowed to go. This is a fact, really. As much as TMC and some other parties may contest this, but this is a fact. And so now, if you remember, I had given my prediction for this. Now, at that time, I had told you that I see a number of 130 to 140 for the BJP, and if people are allowed to go and vote with the confidence that there will not be any violence and that they will be safe and secure even after the election results are out, then maybe the scenario could be much different, much in favor of the BJP. So now going back to the arithmetic, like I was talking about how in the past there was this the figure was 77 seats. Now during the Lok Sabha elections, the same number, actually if you look at the assembly wise split, then that rose to 90. Now after that, after the SIR, there were a lot of names deleted, and of course you cannot discount the fact that there definitely were a lot of infiltration and a lot of people whose names were duplicate, people who had died. So all of those deletions, after all of that, it is definitely impacting at least 30 seats. And after that, beyond that, now with a kind of a wave in favor of the BJP, considering the RG case, and there were a lot of other issues as well. So after all of that, I see another impact in at least another 20 seats.
Okay,
So if you
all right.
count all of that,
All right.
count all of that, it comes.
All right. Well, Prime Minister Modi is holding a roadshow in North Kolkata at this point in time. And those are visuals coming up in your screens as well. Also coming in, BJP National President Nitin Nabeen has spoken to NewsX on West Bengal elections. He added that his workers struggled and sacrificed for years in Bengal, and Mamata Banerjee and her party are being ousted on the 4th of May. Listen in.
बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नितिन नवीन जी हमारे साथ में। नितिन जी, आपको बीजेपी का सबसे लकी अध्यक्ष कहा जा रहा है, क्या लगता है आपके अध्यक्ष बनती बंगाल भी झोली में आ जाएगा? नितिन जी, सबसे भाग्यशाली अध्यक्ष कहा जा रहा है आपको।
मैं तो मानता हूं कि मेरे कार्यकर्ता जिन्होंने संघर्ष किया, जिन्होंने लंबे समय तक यहाँ पर बलिदान दिया, और उनके संघर्षों, उनके परिश्रम का कारण है, और उससे भी ऊपर पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता, जिन्होंने जिस प्रकार से पूरे राज्य में एक वातावरण भाजपा को लाने का, भय से निकलकर नरेंद्र मोदी के भरोसे के साथ चलने का जो संकल्प पश्चिम बंगाल की आम जनता ने लिया है, पश्चिम बंगाल के जो नारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दिए, कोई दोनों दौरकार चाहे बीजेपी सरकार, मैं मानता हूँ आज एक घर का नारा बन गया है। और जिस प्रकार से हर घर से जय श्री राम के जय घोष, माँ दुर्गा की आशीर्वाद सड़कों पर आम जनता से मिल रहा है, वो स्पष्ट संकेत है कि भाजपा का कमल 4 तारीख को खिलेगा और टीएमसी का विसर्जन उस दिन तय है।
लेकिन ममता बनर्जी कह रही है कि बंगाल जीतने के बाद अब दिल्ली की बारी है उनकी।
बस 4 मई का दिन है, इंतजार कीजिए। दीदी को न माया मिलेगी न राम। जिस माया के चक्कर में वो पड़े थे, वो माया भी गई और राम भी गए।
आपको लगता है बंगाल सब घुसपैठिए भी खत्म हो जाएंगे? 4 मई के बाद क्या क्या बड़े बदलाव बंगाल में देखने को मिलेंगे?
मैं ये मानता हूँ पश्चिम बंगाल के लोगों के लिए, पश्चिम बंगाल की रहेगा। पश्चिम बंगाल के लोगों के विकास के लिए हम संकल्पित हैं। हम उनके अधिकार को उनको दिलाने के लिए संकल्पित हैं। और पश्चिम बंगाल की पुरानी विरासत, संस्कृति, उसको वैभवशाली जो संस्कृति रही है, जो इतिहास रहा है, उसको पुनर्स्थापित करने का हमारा काम होगा।
ममता बनर्जी आप लोगों को बाहर ही कह रही कि प्रधानमंत्री और बीजेपी के नेता सारे बाहर ही है, बंगला बोलना नहीं आती इनको।
दीदी, हर राज्य की अपनी अपनी संस्कृति है, अपनी अपनी भाषा है। यही तो भारत की खूबसूरती है। हम भारतीय हैं और हम हर पश्चिम बंगाल में जाते हैं तो हम पश्चिम बंगाल के होते हैं, हम महाराष्ट्र में जाते हैं तो मराठी होते हैं, हम बिहार में जाते हैं तो बिहारी होते हैं, पर देश के किसी भी मिट्टी में रहते हैं तो हम भारतीय होते हैं। ये बातें दीदी नहीं समझ पाएंगी क्योंकि ये उनके सोच और विचार से बहुत ऊपर है।
नितिन जी, एक सवाल ये कि क्या दूसरा चरण भी पहले चरण जैसा होगा, भारी बम्पर वोटिंग होगी बीजेपी के पक्ष में?
और जिस प्रकार से लोगों का समर्थन दिख रहा है उसको भी पार कर जाएगा।
ये जबरदस्त जोश जो उत्साह दिख रहा पब्लिक में, संकेत है ये? क्या संकेत है
ये तय दिख रहा है जनता का जो माहौल है कि 4 तारीख को भगवा लगाएगा।
तो 4 तारीख को भगवा लहराएगा, ये कहना है नितिन नवीन का। उनका कहना है कि ममता बनर्जी के पास 4 मई तक का समय है और 4 मई को पश्चिम बंगाल में भगवा लहरा जाएगा। कैमरामैन अंकुश के साथ संजय शर्मा, इंडिया न्यूज, कोलकाता।
All right, Nikhil, Nitin Nabeen once again confident that the Bhagwa is going to be flying in West Bengal when 4th May comes. And, you know, the BJP also feels that there is a large section in West Bengal that definitely wants to understand the Bharatiya Janata Party, but it's Mamata Banerjee that has made it difficult to do so.
Look, there's no denying that the BJP does have a large foothold in the state of West Bengal. The only point is it enough to win over the TMC, that too in a state election? And I think the proof of the pudding is in the numbers. 2019 Lok Sabha elections, if we look at, the BJP got 40.64% vote share, which is a substantial vote share. But the TMC got 43.69, 3 percentage points higher. 2021 state assembly elections, where Prime Minister Modi was not directly on the ticket because it was not a prime ministerial election, but Mamata Banerjee was directly on the ticket because it was a chief ministerial election. The BJP gets 38% while the TMC gets 48%. That is a difference of 10 percentage points, which is a very, very significant difference. Then you talk about 2024 Lok Sabha elections, again, where the BJP would benefit because when you vote for the BJP, you vote for the Prime Minister, but when you vote for the TMC, you are not voting for the Prime Minister. Even in that case, the BJP had 39% vote share, while Mamata Banerjee had 46% vote share. Very interestingly, the difference was 7 percentage points, which is much higher than the difference between TMC and BJP in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, when the difference was only 3 percentage points. So what I can see right now is that the trend, if you look at the last election data that we have, which is 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the BJP has slightly reduced in terms of its popularity, going down from 40.6 to 39. While the TMC has actually increased slightly in its popularity, going from to 43 to 46. So I don't think that the BJP is indeed looking to make inroads beyond what they did the previous time around. Again, I would add that caveat, we don't know what the impact of the SIR deletions would be. If it's a non-partisan impact, TMC is slated for a clear victory in my assessment of things. But if the impact is partisan, as many allegations have been put forth with evidence, then we don't really know what's going to happen.
All right, more breaking news coming in. Police in West Bengal have recovered around 100 crude bombs from a house in Bhangar. The recovery has put security agencies on high alert as the state prepares for the second phase of polling. And according to officials, the bombs were seized during a search operation carried out at the house of Rafiqul Islam in Bhangar, located in South 24 Parganas district. The raid was conducted after police received specific intelligence inputs about the presence of explosives. Authorities acted quickly to prevent any possible threat ahead of the elections. More breaking news coming in. Following the recovery of these crude bombs, the Election Commission of India has issued strict instructions to police and administrative officers. Officials said that any use of explosives or intimidation tactics will not be tolerated. They warned that officers responsible for maintaining law and order in these areas would face action if such incidents would occur under their watch. Rajalakshmi, once again this brings out the concern related with West Bengal and violence. You know, even by-elections or the smallest kind of elections that have been observed in West Bengal have pathologically seen violence attached to it. So far, the first phase did see some activity, but so far it has been peaceful. Do you think that Mamata Banerjee has actually worked on this?
Vineet, you're right in saying that the first phase was comparatively peaceful, though there were a lot of incidences of violence in places like Murshidabad, and especially in places where Ms. Mamata Banerjee's party was directly against Humayun Kabir's party. So that is how it was. And in fact, even yesterday there was an attack on a Congress worker and he was killed. So that was one incident, I would say, that was that could be connected to the political scenario. So otherwise, in West Bengal, this violence has been a norm. It has almost become a rule. This pre-poll violence, the post-poll violence, and during the elections also, and especially after the results. So anybody who votes against the TMC, if she finds that there is any pocket where there are supporters of the BJP, then inadvertently there will be some fire, or there will be some cases of violence, and people are ruthlessly killed. So all those kind of incidences this time around have been completely avoided by the force, of more than 2,50,000 CRPF jawans which have been stationed. And finally, the state government, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, and today along with her, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, have been strongly talking against the use of these CRPF jawans. So which is very strange, considering that they should have been welcoming these forces and saying that yes, this will be helping in ensuring that there will be peaceful elections. But it looks like they don't want that. They are asking why do you have to deploy so many forces? So each time around, the election commission has had to only keep increasing the number of CRPF personnel there. So last time there were 1/3 of this number, and you saw what kind of violence was there in every election, whether it be panchayat election, whether it be legislative assembly election or a Lok Sabha election. Any election means there will be violence. So to take care of that, the election commission has taken very strict measures, and it's such a sad state of affairs that the state government and some of the opposition leaders, that is I'm talking about the India Alliance leaders, they are actually talking against the CRPF personnel. So it looks like they want the violence to happen. It looks like they want the people to be scared, and they don't want them to come out and vote. So all these years what was happening is there used to be a lot of rigging of all the polls, because there were the IDs of a lot of people were confiscated. Like you have seen in the cases of Shahjahan Sheikh, how he had actually confiscated all the IDs, ration cards, and all a lot of the documents of some poor villagers of Sandesh Khali. So this was happening rampantly in a lot of places, and all of this has been avoided this time around, Vineet, and that is why I am hopeful that things will change, and even the Congress will be very thankful.
All right. We have some more breaking news coming in, Rajalakshmi. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren has also made a statement about BJP in West Bengal elections. He said that BJP makes tall claims but never deliver. Listen in.
वो क्या काम करते हैं? यही काम करते हैं, चुनाव कैसे लड़ना है, बाकी कोई काम तो हो नहीं रहा है देश में, सिर्फ चुनाव ही लड़ने का ये 24/7 काम करते हैं। और करते क्या है? अरे दावा तो ये बहुत बड़ी बड़ी करते हैं, एक भी दावा देखो आज धरातल पे क्या हालत है, देश की क्या हालत बना रखी है इन लोगों ने। देखिए, मिला होता तो ये आप लोग मंजर नहीं देखे होते। सभी अपने अपने राजनीतिक दल यहाँ चुनावी मैदान में है, अपने अपने तरीके से अपनी चीजों को पब्लिक के सामने प्लेस करते हैं। अब ये तो निर्णय पब्लिक का है कि ये क्या निर्णय करते हैं। और बंगाल पॉलिटिकली काफी एक्टिव ये है, स्टेट है, और डेमोक्रेटिक ताकत को बंगाल से ज्यादा लोग और बेहतर कोई नहीं।
All right, Nikhil, Mr. Soren, using those hard words against the BJP, that it's all talk and no walk.
But that's indeed true. The BJP is going around promising in West Bengal that every woman would be given a financial dole of 3,000 rupees per month. First of all, I don't understand how does the BJP go around distributing the same reveries they took pot shots against Mr. Kejriwal, Congress, and other opposition parties for. Number two, the same sort of reveries were promised in the Delhi elections as well, and delivery is not being done. And it's been over a year that the BJP has been in government in Delhi. Thirdly, on the point of no work being done and only Chunav Prachar being done, I think that's very valid. Right now, we are in a situation where an international conflict is threatening our energy security, threatening the entire manufacturing lines. In Prime Minister Modi's own Gujarat, the Morbi, which is the hub of tiles, vitrified tiles and other ceramic tiles in the country, that is shut down because the gas shortage has hit them hard. Migrant laborers are traveling back to their towns and villages. because they're not able to make their ends meet because domestic LPG cylinders of 5 kg have started costing twice the money. But instead of dealing and tackling with all those difficulties, and let me also just point out that
Nikhil, hold on to that thought. We have in fact more breaking news coming in. We're getting to know that AAP workers are protesting against Raghav Chadha in Mumbai. The party organized a demonstration at 16 Road in Khar West. Now, in response to the police action reported earlier in the day, the Mumbai unit of the Aam Aadmi Party said its protest was peaceful and alleged that authorities imposed unnecessary restrictions to prevent it. All right, we've run out of time. Quick closing comments from both Rajalakshmi Joshi, no more than 30 seconds, and Nikhil on Raghav Chadha still being called the Vibhishan of the Aam Aadmi Party. Rajalakshmi?
Vineet, obviously the Aam Aadmi Party is not going to be happy with whatever has happened. But it's not just about Raghav Chadha. There are a lot of other people also. Like there is this there are 6 other names. And yesterday I had asked a question about why Mr. Sandeep Pathak, who hasn't had any such allegation, why he has switched sides. Because he was not raided, his name was not mentioned and in any of the complaints. And to which my good friend Mr. Nikhil Jain yesterday he spoke about Durgesh Pathak.
All right, quickly, Nikhil, Nikhil, 30 seconds is what I said, Rajalakshmi. Nikhil, quickly, 10 seconds. We have completely run out of time.
Rajalakshmi, I think I misspelled the name. I meant Sandeep Pathak only because it was Sandeep Pathak who been the general secretary organization of the party.
Who was acquitted.
No. I am not saying that Sandeep Pathak was charged. My simple point was Sandeep Pathak was the general secretary organization.
Okay, we've run out of time. We've run out of time, but I appreciate both of you joining us. Thank you so much. We've completely run out of time. We take a short break. Be right back.
खिसते तोड़ते कूटते गिरते नानी दादी का नाम याद आता है
हमको तो एक ही नाम याद आता है एनडीएच शाही पनीर मसाला
पनीर को क्या मस्त बना डाला
एनडीएच का असली शाही पनीर मसाला
वो असली मसाले सच एनडीएच
सिप सिप जीरा सिप एनडीएच